So how reasonable is it to rely on supercharging stations for charging your Tesla? And how does that compare to what you might be paying with a traditional ICE vehicle? If you're using the cost of electric to justify purchasing a Tesla, and you're going to be relying on supercharging stations for the bulk of your charging, you may want to rethink your business case. We recently took a trip, a 700-mile road trip in my Model 3 rear-wheel drive. So we had 5 charging stops during that trip. And my expectation going into that trip was the cost of charging at those supercharging stations was going to be considerably less than what I would have spent on gas with a traditional ICE vehicle. Now, the reality is, after that trip, when I was comparing the cost of those supercharging stops, yeah, it was cheaper, but it wasn't considerably cheaper. We ended up paying between 32 cents and 35 cents per kilowatt hour at those 5 charging stations. We ended up charging between 20 and 30 minutes per stop, and you can see the cost of that charging based on the information I'm displaying here. So the total cost of the trip for us was just under $55. If you compare that to a traditional ICE vehicle, something that averages maybe 30 miles per gallon on the highway, and you use an assumption of $3.20 per gallon of gas, which is just about what we were seeing throughout the course of the trip, we would have paid $75 for gas. 700 miles divided by 30 miles per gallon gives us just over 23 gallons of gas that we would have used, and you multiply that by $3.20 per gallon, gives us just about $75. Compare that to the $55 we spent on the supercharging network. We saved about $20 over what gas would have cost us. I expected to save a whole lot more charging versus having to purchase gas. So don't expect to save a considerable amount of money if you're leveraging the supercharging network for the bulk of your charges. As a comparison, I pay about 12.5 cents per kilowatt hour through my home charging, which is about 2.5 times less than what I was paying at the supercharging stops. Something for y'all to keep in mind if you're looking at buying an EV. Hopefully you guys found this helpful, and we'll see you guys in the next video.